Welcoming you back to Crypto's juiciest news, baby dolls. If you haven't heard by now, Donald Trump pretty much woke up and said, fuck Europe. Today, I'm going to give you the latest, hottest news, what has been going on. You're probably aware that things have been tumbling, but if you look at the monthly candle, man, it's still a big, fat, juicy green monthly for Bitcoin, around 108,000 American dollars. But there was definitely, you could feel a shift. It felt everyone went from, we're totally happy, we're so happy right now, and then literally the dopamine just gets cut off immediately. Like, it was just so instantaneous. Even the change of the vibe of our conversations we were having, like, it's going to be great, the bull market's going to be on, everything's going to be wonderful. And then literally Donald Trump literally goes, estrogen union, I've had enough of you. Straight away, what do we do, man? This is just it, man. Welcome to markets, friends. Nothing that we haven't seen before. Plenty of times. That's pretty nice that we're complaining about a $108,000 Bitcoin price instead of like an $8,000 Bitcoin price. That's just pretty good, isn't it, for the whole industry? We want things to keep going up. I still maintain that the crypto industry is going to hit 10 trillion. I don't know if it will. I don't know, man. Anything can happen. When I see everyone's squiggly lines, it psychs me out as well. Oh, no, we're going to go up and down and liquidations. And I'm just like, bro, oh, man. I keep reminding myself. I go, you know what? You did not know the crypto industry was going to be here when you were asked to forecast it a year ago, 2 years ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago. Okay, so I'm just going to keep assuming you, like the crowd, have no idea what the hell's coming. I know for a fact, friends, AI is getting better, improving everyone's lives. Everything's getting smarter, productivity, and everything's going to be cranking. It's going to take a while, but yeah, man, I'm not going to just discount that. What are you going to just do? Like, oh, well, let's just walk away from everything now. I don't think so, man. I don't think so. Ethereum still plagued with soy, 2,500. It's just hanging around here. Remember the next key level, 3,200. That's the next CME gap out here. Remember Bitcoin still on the weekly chart. We already knew, friends. Remember I was talking to you every day. I'm like, man, we had 7 green weeklies in a row. You know, there is a stopping point, something, you know what I mean? I'm just going to show you some more squiggly line action as we go through. We love the squiggly lines, don't we? Oh, squiggly line, go up and go down. But Bitcoin could be doing that jittery ABCD thing where pretty much just like, you know what, screw yous. I'm just going to make yous give up before I continue up. It could do something like that where it does this, right? So we'll see what happens. Altcoins, man, altcoins are all ready to go. Like they're so ready to go for a very, 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 very long time. We just need, once again, the business cycle still is like being a poopy. This is the others BTC chart that's coming. Now, friends, I actually have a brand new addition, which we might look at, but not really. There's a new chart on TradingView. If you type in total to ES, see this? It's now all the altcoins excluding actually Bitcoin. It's actually just total market cap excluding BTC and stablecoins. So, okay, that makes sense. It's literally, all right, so it does include meth. It does have meth in there. So what I've actually done, friends, is I've just looked at total to ES over BTC. It's just inverse Bitcoin dominance. That's all it is. Pretty much, because it actually starts from 2014 here. So you can see this over time has been going up. But actually check this out, right? Just interesting, right? If you remove Bitcoin, if you just have a look at BTC versus everything else, you can see it's pretty much, it looks like ETH BTC. Look at this. It literally just looks like an ETH BTC chart. In our last bull, look what happens. From the very, very top, okay, it just comes back down to around the 61.8, right? And also if you come back down here, roughly the same zone. So from the top, very interesting, right? This is what happens. I think this is like a fake out. Maybe you should start the measurement from here. But that's where we are now. And you notice how, see that number is 0.45. So it's pretty much saying altcoins, yeah, remove the stable coins, just altcoin value compared to Bitcoin. They are 45% of Bitcoin's market cap. Look where it peaked. This is interesting, right? In 2017, it hit 1, euphoria, and then it hit 1 again, euphoria. And then look, it hovered around 1 for a freaking long time, and then we got scammed down. Man, we got so scammed, bro. Like, look at these, friends. You go up, bang, bang, and you come back, you go, oh my gosh, it's grinding around 1%. It's going to be bullish. No, it's not. Man, markets could just scam me like that. What's that price action, bro? How does that make sense? So Man, that shits me. Let's thinking about something like that. But, you know, what else can you really do about it? Nothing. You're just going to have to wait and hope that we do go back to like 1%, which remember what that means is what that 1.0 value means. It means all the altcoins are equal to Bitcoin's market cap, pretty much. Okay. Throw out the stable coins when you're just looking at value like that. And if you're curious as well, I've done total 2 ES. I've removed Ethereum from it. So remove Ethereum. So it's Bitcoin and Ethereum. And then you just, versus, it's pretty much everything removing Ethereum over BTC. And you have this. So, man, they also did the same thing, friends. You know, it's just, I'm going to stick to my others BTC. I like everything outside of the top 10 because I don't want any of the merging of any of these big things that are huge network effects out there. I want to see the actual belly of the curve, the risk part. But yeah, there's no real alpha or edge from these anyway. Like you're looking at euphoria regardless. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Check out some macro stuff. The US dollar has ticked down actually pretty big, hasn't it? Starting to tick down from Trump's tariffs. I'll go through some news and everything out here. But yeah, we'll check out PulseChain core coins. Have a quick look at those ones. Yeah, pretty much doing nothing. The People's Bitcoin plus 10%. Very nice. I've had extremely, friends, I can't tell you how high the value of the content I've been delivering. It's literally the highest value content in crypto. It's not even close. 5,100 videos. Look at these, man. Richard Hart's grand plan, the path of PulseChain 100x. Always have a new video, friends. Send this to your friends who hate Richard Hart, PulseChain, or Hex. So I made this video response to Sunny Decree. He made a post here on Twitter. He said, I can't believe Richard Hart defeated the SEC. So in just a gentle way, made a post because the last time they saw him is twerking. They see Hex down 99%. And I just explained, like, I go, well, it's not like a Ponzi collapse. It looks like a Ponzi collapse because down 99% if you're looking at Hex. But all the tokens diluted market cap between everybody because we haven't added new people. But then you might say, oh, did you not add new people because you're shit? Well, it's easy to say that, but no, because the business cycle's down. 99% of coins haven't really added as much new people, or you can see that all reflected in Ethereum, you know. However, if you go cherry pick Solana, you probably think that you're on top of the world and you're like invincible. But yeah, I mean, like, you know, you can cherry pick anything really at that point. Because remember, friends, I showed you out of 500 coins, only 5 did well in from last cycle in the 2024 year. So, yeah, think about 1%. So, literally 99% are still poop. Yeah, you might even look at, oh, well, XRP is doing great. Yeah, but you just, you know, that's once again, it's cherry picking. We need the whole business cycle to go up so people feel confident to take risk everywhere. Now, PulseChain PLS is about 40% of SAC price out here. Yeah, so we still need a 2.5x just to get back to day one SAC price. Remember, Ethereum is low, friends. That's it. So Ethereum is very low. You need the whole business cycle. Once again, there's nothing we can do about that. And remember, friends, in crypto, there are 2 things that are the big cyclical forces that are always acting, yeah? We have global M2, and then we have the business cycle. With global M2, when that goes up, Bitcoin goes up, okay? So does gold, but Bitcoin goes up, and stocks go up, and everything goes up. You're always printing, always debasing over time, right? It's not one-to-one, okay? It's not one-to-one, but over time. And then if the business cycle goes up, we got Altseason, okay? So we've just had global M2 being printed, and we have not had the business PMI tick up whatsoever. It's still like, you know, below here, but they come out month to month. So, you know, we'll see what happens there. Hopefully we start to get some nice kick-ups as we progress through the month of June and July. And I think we should actually crank it as well.
Put your money on the backseat. You know they always trying to get me. I can make it rain on you.
All right. Now, Donald Trump, he pretty much has come out, friends. Like I said, he literally said, Europe, I didn't care about you. You're not my friend anymore, Europe. That's what he's pretty much said. I got a lot of European friends. I love and appreciate all of you, okay? He's threatened the estrogen union with a 50% tariff, which I'll show you now. He goes, the estrogen union, which was formed for the primary purposes to take advantage of the US of A of trade, has been difficult to deal with. He says they've got powerful trade barriers, VAT taxes, ridiculous corporate penalties, monetary manipulations, all these other things, he says. And he goes, they've led to a trade deficit with USA of 250 million a year. Maybe it's meant to write billion. I don't know. A number unacceptable. And then he says, therefore, I'm recommending a straight 50% tariff on the estrogen union starting June 1st. So in about a week. He goes, there is no tariff if the product is built or manufactured in the US of A. Thank you for your attention to this matter. So it's literally as soon as he hit that, just the stock market just goes, see us, bye, we're going down. But it's not even a real big move. If we look at the stock market, here it is out here. I mean, look, friends, it literally did a freaking up only V reversal anyway. Remember when we said around here, friends, it's always doing this stuff like this. It's always like, oh, it's over. He's in, he's down. Even saw Ivan and other people saying, Trump, just stop talking. Come on, guys. You're in markets bro, you guys know the drill. Don't you watch the highest value content in crypto that you're watching right now? It's not him. They're just little catalysts, man. And if the time runs out, it just shits itself anyway. It doesn't matter. Your brain is correlating these things when it's just supply demand stuff and imbalances, man. Something was going to send it down, friends. Literally something. It was literally going to be, oh, crap. It's almost June. Let's just sell off. Like, that's it. Okay, it's not what you think, man. Like, but yeah, and I get we're human, man. It's so easy. You fall for the button every single time. Event, you better hope for your sake the Coconut Intelligence Agency doesn't kidnap me, put me in a bag, and like send me to one of their deep underground bases, because I know exactly the buttons to press to control all of you. I just watch it all day. Race baiting. Black kid beats up white kid. Israel Palestine. Tease with the Epstein files, then rug it out, and then like put some other distraction. You know what I mean? Just literally just all come. It's like this news media thing. And then, Trump versus China. Let's make the countries pretend to battle. Oh, that's gone. Hey, it's Europe. It's just, oh my God. It's just like new button to press. Bang, bang. And we just fall for it every single time. Man, it's like when you watch, you just get sent into that state of trance. But unfortunately for you, your eyes aren't rolling back because you're not having a good time at all. It's like you can't wait to leave. I've got some good news though on the Tariff, friends. Before we even jump through is that. Inverse Oracle God Jim Cramer said, so many people want to call a bottom. I think it is too early to do so. So, in the nick of time, right before the buzzer, Inverse Jim Cramer, the God, he comes out, he says, nah, can't call a bottom. So we'll see. Does that mean the bottom is in? We're going to need some time to skits out, man. Went up only. Shout out to Sami Fan Token as well. Ho, 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 ho. Well, there you go. So, I know, friends, it's been a long time, man. Can we, hurry up, man? And actually, friends, I just want to say thank you to my friend, Mr. MBS. This is actually awesome, sir. They released the Flash manufacturing PMI. Now, the Flash one, I think, is like this early forecast estimate, and then it gets revised to them. It actually, friends, I'm actually shocked. It came out at 52. It came out at literally 52. Oh my gosh. So, wow, man, what a boost up. Man, that's actually cracker. And remember as well, remember Bitcoin leads it because Bitcoin just did up only from 75K to 100K. It's like implying a higher PMI. So, wow, man, this pretty much, it might actually mean, wow, alt season starts now. It actually starts, even though, wow, I'm very, very bullish too. And friends, this actual news, it's actually, I'm glad I'm doing this for you. I'm pretty much live here. It's taken me by surprise that the number's been so big. However, I have shown you, do you remember, friends? I showed you the Raoul Powell's forward-looking business orders, the new orders, the new stuff, and it was literally just going up only. So it was predicting PMI just curls up. It's just kind of funny. Wow, the printing is huge. It's such a huge move up, which is beautiful, right? So if I just quickly show you what that actually means, there's some ramifications for this. Remember, friends, so I've drawn it out here. I've shown you whenever we hit above 52. So the real number's not out. It's the flash one. Okay, it can get revised, but it's still huge, right? It's in a step in the right direction. Okay, even if it's only 51 or whatever, it'll probably come out in the next 1 or 2 months where we eventually get 52 plus. Okay, so 50 above 50 is good, but we were just hovering around 50. Okay, that's why we've been contracting. So if we get to 52, this is what happened last time. Okay, when we're going above 52, this is 2012, right? You actually start alt season. You have alt season wave 1 and wave 2. All right, alt season wave 1 and wave 2. It happened in 2017 cycle as well. Look at this. So we got to 52, came back. Look when we cranked up above 52. Look at what ends up happening. This is Bitcoin, November, December, January 2017, and then everything literally starts freaking mooning right up to this point. You have alt season wave up, but look at alt season wave 2 peaks out. So alt season wave 2, friends, this is the actual top of crypto. Okay, so you can't be long crypto after this point. So I just want to show you that PMI can still be high, right? And even still high above 50 and stuff. However, the cycle of crypto is already over. All right, because why is that? Because crypto is really thin, it's forward-looking, and we don't have DCA Ponzi money coming in. The stock market does. So even though manufacturing is slowing down, people have DCA money that they've built, over the time. The people are still working. They're creating a bid for it. That's why the stocks are going up over time. Crypto doesn't have that. It's like, oh, I don't feel like buying anymore. I'm done. Whereas in, like I say, in the stock market, you're working and you're forced pretty much a DCA put in. Okay, it's like it's whether you like it or not. You need superannuation, 401k, all the other institutions and stuff out here, right? So when we had in 2020, when we had PMI hit 52, we actually had, this was actual DeFi season. We had June, July, August. It actually peaked. Okay, it's funny. Then we had 3 months of that. So PMI was still going up, but yeah, that's awesome, right? And then we eventually had Altseason Wave 1 and Altseason Wave 2. Now, the thing is, though, we had DeFi 2 2020. I consider that like a half an alt season, okay? And I consider the Altseason Wave 1 as a full one, and then Altseason Wave 2 was another half an alt season. So it was pretty much, it was true, but that's why it was hard and very, very, very tricky, right? Now, it depends what you want to consider. Like, it's going to be tricky, yeah? But do you consider last year as alt season? Maybe, because it's just, because people say, oh, there was alt season. It happened in Solana and stuff out here. But business PMI was low. So to me, it wasn't, but that's why I just want you to be careful. Like, what if we don't get 2 big alt seasons from this one? And then people say, oh, we had Solana alt season, because people did make money, right? What if it's one big just fat alt season that happens this year? That's something we don't know about, right? That's why it's important, I guess, to take out your G stack. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see how this goes up. Remember, they're expecting something like, PMI just to go up in here. Now, something also interesting, when we crossed above 52, all right, when we crossed above 52, the Bitcoin top was anywhere from, seeing these 3 cycles, low end 10 months to the top, high end 18 months. All right, low end 10, high end 18. Let's just use the lower number first, 10 months. If you took about, friends, around 10 months from today, let's say we do hit 52 immediately, where would 10 months take us? We check it out. So here's my way. So if we go 10 months out here, we have a period of 10. There you go. It's literally April next year. April, May next year. My way next year. So you know how this year's buy in May go away? Well, maybe next year it's actually the sell in May go away again. Because remember, friends, the stock market with their selling may go away. It's for 120 years. This just might be the one where it goes up. But we know why. Why would this one be the one that goes up? It's because the stock market had a capitulation into this one. That's why. So it wasn't selling may go away. Donald Trump pretty much, I think, brought forward the demand. I think that's one way to interpret it. So, so all the money, I guess, that was meant to be selling, right, in May this year, they sold all down here. They sold along the way. They've cheated along the way. They sold March, April, May, June. So March, April, February, March, April. So after Trump's thing, they go, wait a minute, the Trump economy, tariffs, I'm getting out. Because they all thought they could be able to sell higher, but they all got, that's what happened. That's why markets, right, friends? Remember I told you about the traffic jam example? This is literally the perfect example of this to show you. Remember the traffic jam? If they announced in your city, there's going to be a traffic jam tomorrow at 7 a.m. So you can't go to work at 7 a.m. So everybody starts leaving at 4 a.m. Guess what? That's the new traffic jam. Right? Now everyone's stuck at 4, 5, 6 a.m. before when the traffic jam is. It's exactly the same thing here. All of the crowd had bought in and now they are the traffic jam here. So that's why it's probably buy and may go away. So I feel like, man, if I was to take a total guess, friends, we have start of some alt season up here, right? And you never know, man, friends. It could run for 6 months. Alts might be strong for 5 or 6 months, yeah. And then we cool off, and then there's like the final thing next year. But here's what you got to be careful, right? In last cycle, the second alt season skipped 90% of the first alt season coins. It was in new stuff, which is very difficult to deal with, right? Like case in point, for example, like look at Doge, right? Look what Doge did in its cycle. Yeah, so Doge had peaked in May 2021, and then literally it was still down 80% out here. Even look at Link and stuff out here. What was Link doing? Yeah, pretty much peaked. And then where it was, it could never come back to its height. Look at this. It was still down freaking 40% from the highs. It was never able to come back out here as well. It was only Ethereum that was able to do it. But now Ethereum's third cycle curse. All right, Ethereum's third cycle curse. Look at XRP as well. What was XRP able to do? Peaked and then made a lower high. So that would be like, it would be the same as, I guess, Ethereum runs up and hits, you know, like 11K at the end of the year or something. I know it sounds big, but yeah, it does like it goes up to like 11K, then comes back down to 6, and everyone thinks it's going to go to 14, but it stops at like 6 or 7K. 6, 7, 8, 9K, and then it just rolls over. Right? Actually, let me draw that for you. I'm just showing you because it's third cycle curse. I don't want to trust in the Ethereum, right? That's what it would look like. That's what it would look like, shooting up, right? Everyone thinks, oh my gosh, it's gonna keep going up, and then it comes back down, and everyone thinks it's like, oh, we're gonna shoot up again, but then actually is selling may go away, and we come back to here. That's what it would be, repeating the past. But like I said, it's all outside of our control. But yeah, we've been waiting for that PMI stuff to crank, and it's been a long time. So I mean, like, it makes it feel better now actually saying this. Thank you to Mr. MBS as well, because like, oh yeah, but we knew this. We knew these fundamentals. It's nice to see the data at least complying for this. Now, friends, I also want to show you something. So I've got some blockchain backer charts. This is Bitcoin dominance on the daily. Okay, Bitcoin dominance. Remember, went down, and then it's come back to the 61.8% Fibonacci retracement. And he's just drawn this vertical line down. It's kind of funny, friends. We might actually see this. We might actually just see it just slices down. I mean, PMI is 52 now. Let me show you last time the PMI hit 52 with ETH BTC, Bitcoin dominance, sorry. So it's a bit messy, but we'll zoom in for it, all right? But you can actually see it perfectly. This is Bitcoin dominance. This was the 2016 cycle. Look at this. So PMI, friends, what I'll do is I'll show you PMI 52 is right here. You see that? It cracks up 52, and look what ends up. Look, it literally starts happening, friends. Literally, it starts cracking up. I mean, to make it more accentuated out here. There you go. It starts cracking up above 52. Look what ends up happening. Literally, Bitcoin dominance starts smacking down straight away. And look, big PMI keeps going up, and look, Bitcoin dominance falls off the cliff. Right? Look how like in sync it is. So it does confirm your friend Somi's theory, highest value content in crypto. You're very, very welcome. Like and subscribe. It confirms that altcoins are correlated to the business cycle, and then Bitcoin is more with global M2 money printing, okay? The dream is that you find something that correlates to global M2, but chances of that finding it's literally, we have Bitcoin, you know what I mean? Like the chance of someone else finding it is very, very, very low. Look at it as well. It happened as well back here. This was zombie virus, but look what ends up happening. PMI, friends, in the zombie virus, look at this. Zombie virus happens. Right, you see this PMI going down, and then it starts shooting up. Now, here's the number 52. Let's go exactly this point right here. See this? It goes up above 52, and look what ends up happening. Bitcoin dominance falls down again, and then we actually peak with our DeFi season here. And it's funny, it actually retraces. It actually retraces, but look what ends up happening. It can't hold it because the business cycle's too confident, so it happens again. So here we are right now, where we are. Let's actually look at it right here. Let's actually zoom in so we can see. So remember, the business cycle, it's still here. This is a number of like 48.7. So we're hoping the next one, it ticks up and it starts doing that 52, and then Bitcoin dominance goes down, right? So like but knowing this macro-wise, it's pretty cool, right? It's just that you don't like know, hey, when's it going to stop or whatever. That's what we don't know. That's why we have to obviously go to like, you know, other means like exotic top signals, or you just have to be taking profit along the way, friends, or just selling over time. I will be mentioning stuff out here. I know a lot of people, everyone's scared of missing the top. Got so much PTSD, bro. Everyone, I've got PTSD, you got PTSD, everyone's scared. Friends, I even made one Telegram post. I said, look, man, you have to assume I don't own any coins. You have to assume that I've already sold everything and I literally own nothing. You have to assume that, okay? Because I'm not going to be there forever, and I can't get everything perfect, man. I'm not even trying to get everything perfect, okay? That's not the whole goal here, because you will get cucked. Again, I mean, been waiting 4 years, bro. You know what I mean? So, but everyone thinks like, oh crap, it's over, it's over. No. I'm just saying like, you just have to assume. So you have to decide, do you still like something even though I don't like it? I know it's hard, friends. It's hard. Like, for example, you know, like, I know it was really hard when we watched Uncle Bobby like sell a third of his Bitcoin. You're like, hey, you still like Bitcoin? And I'm like, oh crap, this doesn't feel good. I'm like, yeah, I'm still all in. I'm still all in, but it didn't feel good at all. I know, because you probably feel the same thing too. And Uncle Bobby's talking about Bitcoin. We're talking about like deeper risk curve altcoins, which makes it even more volatile and harder. But that's just the game, man. That's the game. So I'll be giving you reminders along the way. You know, in others BTC, if it has 3 green months in a row, I'm going to be saying, hey, man, you got a G stack. Maybe you want to get something out. You have to decide 5, 10, 15, 25, 50%. Maybe you want to get all of it out. You have to get something out for yourself. It could be like 1%. Just get something out and then you don't have to live with it. So I hold no responsibility for anything. And like if it goes, friends, if you sell and then it like does another 5x, you have to be responsible for that as well. But also if you don't sell and it goes down 80%, you know, you have to deal with everything. So if PMI does do that, we might literally see just this literally down only like remember Bitcoin dominance, fans, is way too high, dude. You've had 30 months of people thinking there's no such thing as a business cycle in altcoins. You have 30 months of that. You know, that's PMI being low. Like, and that's think about that's how I think, friends. That's how you have to think. So you think, okay, the average is 10 to 12 months, but now we're in month 30. So you have 18 months of people who have gotten too complacent, too euphoric, too arrogant, thinking it's Bitcoin only, which means they have weak hands in Bitcoin, which means they've done too much leverage in Bitcoin. Remember I told you, friends, how many times, like Michael Saylor's, and I don't care, like we're talking about, yeah, Michael Saylor is doing leverage on Bitcoin instead of touching Ethereum. That is completely irrational, right? That is, you are paying extremely high prices, dude. You are literally, you're willing to do leverage on something just because you like it versus another coin. That's not fundamental, okay? And the fundamentals eventually do catch up. We all know that, right? Like, for example, like I'll give you the example, right? Imagine you walked into a car dealership, right? And let's say you just hate the color red. You hate the color red on a car so much, and there's 2 Ferraris. You know, there's a blue Ferrari and a red Ferrari. And then the car dealer says, hey, guess what? You know, that blue car that you want, I know you don't want the red one, but the blue Ferrari, someone just put an order for it and it's he's paid $1 million, right? And he's a billionaire, you know? And then like, you know, and then you like, imagine how irrational you'd be. You're like, hey man, look, I hate the color red so much. I'm going to go to the bank. I'm going to borrow $2 million just to go buy your blue Ferrari. And the billionaire says no. And he goes, okay, 10 million. And the billionaire goes, okay, you're willing to pay me excess borrowed leverage just because you hate the color red. Yes. See what I mean? So eventually you do that, friends. Eventually the fundamentals catch up. You get liquidated. People doing that, right? That's pretty much how you have to look at it with Bitcoin. So I know it's wild because I'm saying, oh, both of the cars are the Ferrari, just changing the color. Okay, so there's a loose argument there, but I'm just giving you an idea of how these things work on markets. Because look at everybody comment, friends. Like, let's be honest with most people coming in crypto. Bitcoin's the orange logo thing. Ethereum is the gray triangle thing. And XRP is the blue coin, right? And then Doge is the dog. Okay, they don't know what the hell is going on, you know? So, and they're all networks anyway. By the way, like, do you feel any differently? Do you do anything differently if you're holding a Bitcoin or you're holding Ethereum? No. There's no difference. So, eventually, the chickens come home to roost. So that's why we might see just that big fat dagger down eventually, okay? Business PMI must crank up. So this is Blockchain Backer just showing you what we might be up for with this ABCD correction before we're ready to go up. PMI is cranking up. It's good to know that, right? It doesn't mean like it just automatically starts going definitely up only, but we're on the right path. Trump on the EU trade talks. Negotiations are moving slowly. I'm not seeking a deal. I'm open to delaying tariffs if the EU begins relocating factories in the US of A. More comments as well. President Trump says the tariffs are helping, not hurting Americans. They're not hurting, they're helping because they're creating jobs in America. And then we have Treasury Secretary Bessent, who is like the new Janet Yellen, bad girl Yellen, bad boy Bessent. He says digital asset companies deserve regulatory clarity, and that's exactly what we're working towards. And finally, friends, we have my friend CZ got a hit piece done on him again by the Wall Soy Journal. So that's what they do, friends. They look, we know the reason why, dude. They're trying to keep all the volume off Binance. That's it. They're trying to just keep it tampered down. Binance, keep the volume down. So the reputation of Binance is like tarnished. So you're affecting the growth rate of people putting their dollars in. They want everybody to keep coming to Cuckbase because Cuckbase have USDC, right? And probably going to get control of USDT and everything out here. Or USDT, they're already controlled, but they own all the US treasuries. You know what I mean? So government's already got them by the balls. And yes, that's how they can control Bitcoin and everything out here. If you have XRP, this is a cool chart that's shown by BCB. So he believes that. So we're on the top here following this pattern now where it's just basically going to like skits around sideways and just go up. So that might be what happens next, right? As we continue forward, PMI ticking up. Yeah, man. So this friends, it's hard when you look at every single forecast. You're like, man, anything can happen. But the thing is, every single alt season has had 5 or 6 green monthly candles in a row on others BTC. Every single one. But now I'll just like show you this, right? For example, total ES. So look at this, friends. So total ES divided by BTC, it was 1, 2, 3, 4 green candles. This was in 2017. That was its alt season. And then in our one was 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. So maybe we want to watch this as well, just in case, right? So remember, man, you can't get it perfect. I know, because like here's the thing, man. Everyone's got so much PTSD. Everyone has so much PTSD. No one I know, man, none of us ever want to like sit through this ever again. So when things are going up, I'll be doing casual reminders. But yeah, it's tough because, you know, what if you just sell too early and it just runs the whole way? But that's just the risk we take, baby dolls. We are still going to make it. Like, subscribe, belly button, or catch you soon.